In the whole world, and dear American President, dear European Union. This is Günther Fellinger-Jahn speaking. I'm calling here from Vienna to recognize the Republic of Biafra. Biafra in ex-Nigeria, Nigeria, to my regret, and this is a non-working state, and they have committed genocide in 1967 to 1970 against the Christians of Biafra and the people of Biafra. And now they are all well, since the last 15 years, living in terrible conditions. They are often led for some jihadists to kill them, and there is atrocities about atrocities. And it's much better for the people of Nigeria if Biafra becomes their own state, and they can sort out then inside Nigeria the other issues, or maybe there will be other regions which are better off in this non-working state of Nigeria. So
thank you for joining us on this platform, and I'll say a big good morning to everybody who is watching this program live, wherever you are watching us from. It's already 11th of June 2026. By tomorrow we'll be having another anniversary of MKO Abiola, that's June 12th, just to give you an insight. Before it's been reported by different platforms, and I've quote Charlie Boy in this regard, where he said that Bola Ahmed TINUBU visits secretly was in Sokoto with some government officials to persuade nnamdikanu over his release, as the news break out that the United States of America has signed a bill to break up Nigeria. And that meeting, according to what we are hearing, has stated very clearly that Bola Ahmed TINUBU went secretly with some powerful northerners and some people who are also of top government officials to persuade nnamdikanu with different gifts and offer, in that secret meeting that the media did not actually report, because they don't want they accept defeat, after they have faced serious pressure from the United States government. And what we are hearing is that Donald Trump met with the members of the Congress and finally passed a bill, for break up of Nigeria. And of course, the bill will also encourage the recognition of Biafra as the first nation to emerge from, this contraption, where Israel is also pushing for a Biafra nation as an ally of the Israeli nation in West Africa. These are things you can go out verify. But it's amazing now, after the federal government threatened nnamdikanu with death sentence. But let them think very well that nnamdikanu has successfully, built a massive, high-level tech integrity of Igbos all over the world. Today, Igbos are no longer put over wherever they are in the world, because nnamdikanu has restored the lost Igbo integrity. He is the only person that knows the inner out of that struggle. The meeting I learned actually was totally rejected by the IPOB leader himself. And what are the conditions? That he should collapse IPOB, collapse DOS, even though it was being believed that most of the people has also been compromised, and that's why you are seeing massive attack. And that's the reason why nnamdikanu set up 100-man committee to prevent certain elements who has infiltrated the federal government to continue to diminish and dismantle the structures he put in place that was supposed to see. Don't worry again that possibly some of these people are also working against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release because his release is going to be very, very, expensive. Let me put the word, or explosive to what they have done in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's, absence. Some people were also saying that the surprise move is also to add value to Bola Ahmed Tinubu's quest for 2027 ambition, because listening to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he felt politically will favor him the more. Secondly, he fears the decision of the United States of America that has already mandated the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, to take responsibility over the illegality that was done. So, federal government has also thrown a jab to the decision of, the U.S. government, telling the Congress that they have nothing to offer and they can go ahead and kill and disalive Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and nothing will actually happen. Well, it's a very clear message that they are trying to project there, whether they mean it or not, but it is also circulating all over the world that the appeal court might likely do the bid binding of the federal government when the process actually commences. But whatever thing they are projecting, whether Nnamdi Kanu is going to defend himself or not, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has entered the global space, the international space, has entered nations global now, and he is being discussed. So any death threat, like what they did to Sunday Jackson, will be totally, rejected. And any further mention of that, definitely is going to throw up a political tension already that what we are, seeing. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu still control for them to know that every Biafran at the moment does not believe in the Eastern governors, does not believe in their senators, does not believe in Bianco Juku, does not believe in Benjamin Carlo, David Umahi, Ojuzo Carlo, name as many of them as because as I'm talking to you now, the people of Eastern Nigeria are still being killed by these jihadis as I'm speaking to you now. There is massive uprising how these people have built their tents inside the forest, to carry out that. But it looks like Nigerian government is giving them all the space they needed. But that is the breaking news that Bola Ahmed Tinubu visited Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Sokoto prison, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu turned down every other request, because they have seen clearly that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been very, wise, more than them, 100 steps ahead of the federal government by establishing 100 men and a committee, since he sensed that the DOS and the structure of IPOB leadership has been infiltrated by the government, and now they are using it against his release. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu set up a 100-man committee, and that 100-man committee, most of them are not Biafrans. Most of them are powerful figures around the world that I would not be able to mention them. Some of them are in Israel, some of them are in America, some of them are in Brazil, some of them in Austria, Italy, Germany, what in France. There's no, you understand? These are the people that the components of the 100-man committee, and they are invisible. I tell you, they are invisible. DOS cannot track them. Whatever they are going to mention, they cannot track them. So Nigeria has sensed that no, these guys, they can never be stopped, and that is why we are hearing, has been reported, that he went secretly to Sokoto prison and had one-on-one with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Everybody that knows Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will understand what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can do. The dialogue, unfortunately, was totally rejected by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And what did they do? They came up with the death threat that since he did not agree that he would now face death sentence. Well, I want Bola Ahmed Tinubu, a Yoruba man, to consider that decision by the federal government to cross appeal Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's appeal proceedings, and that the people who are definitely going to handle that should also understand that in the first place, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu does not supposed to stand trial because Nigeria committed criminality, and you cannot try somebody based on that. Based on that act that you violated, you carried out a criminal extradition, which is also against international law. And the United Nations has never intervened. I've never said anything. It's because of the pressure that is coming from the United States of America that made the United Nations to issue, a statement decoding, saying that what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was talking about was real. That there is jihad in Nigeria. I wonder what Amina Mohammed, the one Buhari and Bola Ahmed Tinubu planted in the United Nations, should be doing at this point in time. It's a disgrace because we learned that he was the one that advised Buhari to carry out Operation Python Dance, where 28 people were killed. I hate these people who are coming out to say one thing or the other against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has gone past that currently now. Nigerians are celebrating him. If you look at what is happening now, any moment from now, any slightest mistake from the side of the federal government, we are going to witness, fury. We are going to witness a transformation. And the warning is this: like they stated, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be moved from Sokoto prison to Abuja. That is an order from the United States of America. But Nigeria, being what they are, they want to see, that, stiff fist, ready to throw a blow, I think, before they can, wake up from their slumber. I know that the jihadists, the Fulani politicians in Nigeria, with Bola Ahmed Tinubu, are working together. The Sokoto are working together, and to make sure that, because the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is unpredictable. What Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to do when he's being released is unpredictable, and Nigeria cannot think out the direction Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will take at the end of the day. But I can show you the death penalty will be resisted by IPOB Biafrans all over the world. 85 million Biafrans all over the world will resist it. And if Nigeria feel otherwise, where we are watching, instead nobody is defending the Biafrans at this moment, Fulanis are killing them, and Nigerian government is silent, over this, and why the Easterners are dying under the knife of Fulani jihadists that have infiltrated, and the federal government were not able to do anything. Then, on the burden of over 6-7 million Biafrans that died during the Nigerian Biafran war, then you want to kill Mazi Nnamdi, you want to sentence Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Well, I just want to say it. They should also be ready, because they should know that the Igbo nation has no leader anymore. And the only person that can calm the situation down, irrespective of whatever, however they see it, is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Nigeria will attract a consequence that will, jeopardize the forceful breakup. And this time around, it's not going to be 1967. It is not going to be like 1967, where almost the whole world fought Biafrans for over and close to 10 million lives we are actually lost. Today, we are not going to take that, and we are not going to be under the conquest of the Fulani people. And that is it. It is a serious issue. Thank God you saw it very clearly when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was talking about it. Now, you can hear from VDM, very dark man, saying that Nigeria is being Islamized gradually, state by state, that it will come to a certain point, even without Obi being the presidency, nobody cares, that it will come to a point that it will become a decree. Any government can wake up one day and decree that there should be no president in Nigeria. What we have now is supreme leader, and a law will be made to back it up, because the Muslims are the ones controlling the structure of the government, and that is why we are seeing Muslim tickets here and there. Fulanis have ruled Nigeria more than or even the indigenous people of Nigeria. So they should also be careful that Obi is not going to save anything. Obi has less than 4 years. What we should be focused on the restoration of Biafra and not in this continuity of infiltration and political conquest.